Hi everyone, and welcome to today's session on vitality. Thanks for joining. We're just going to give folks a couple of minutes to join.
Hi everyone, welcome back, or welcome for your first time if it's your first time with us.
And just while we're waiting for folks, if you'd like to let us know in the chat. So today's session is going to be all about vitality and understanding what expands or depletes your energy. So we would like to ask everyone if they could put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, how you would rate your energy level right now. So I'm probably around an 8 myself due to a very large coffee. Oh yes, Tara, 10 sea swim. Sevens. Okay. So people are feeling relatively energetic on this Wednesday afternoon.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It might be the coldness in the air as well. I know I definitely feel a bit more alert when it's a bit more icier in the room. And hi everyone, to those who've just joined. We're just waiting another moment or so before we get started. And as today's discussion is all about vitality and energy, we're just asking folks in the chat if they'd like to rate how they feel on a 1 to 10 their energy is today. So we have a couple of 7s and 8s. We have a 10 there due to a sea swim, and a couple of others doing sea swims. So yeah, the weather is really nice for that. I know it's cold, but it's fresh and invigorating. Definitely adds to your energy. We have a 5 out of 6 or 5/6. Yeah, food plays a big part in energy for sure. Okay, so in the interest of time, shall we get started? And those can join whenever they can. And, you know, we also have the recording as well. So shall we kick off?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, great. Well, you're welcome everybody to session 4 of 6 for the Level Up Work and Wellness program. I'm going to hand you over to Tara now, who's going to do a little introduction before we get stuck into the content and the exercises today.
Good. So it's great to see you guys again, and welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. Just a brief overview if you haven't been on any of the ITAG events before. So ITAG is a non-profit tech association that developed technology innovation across the Atlantic Gateway. We have a thriving digital tech cluster, and ITAG nourishes this tech cluster through networking events, tech talks, social events, and by hosting upskilling opportunities for leadership and future skills development. Within ITAG, there are various special interest forums, of which the Digital Women's Forum is one. ITAG Digital Women's Forum offers networking and educational opportunities and programs like our mentoring program, Coaching for Success, and the Digital Women's Executive Leadership Program. Lorna and I are both on ITAG's Digital Women's Forum committee, and we're excited to have co-created this program and to host it for you over the 6 sessions. Lorna, would you like to do a quick intro for yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Taryn. So for those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Lorna Smith, and I'm a solutions engineer in Diligent. So we're moving into the docks is going to be our EMEA headquarters in the coming months. So really looking forward to moving in there. And I've been working with the ITAG Digital Women's Forum for several years now, and have also worked in a couple of the local tech companies like SmartBear, DXE, HPE, and now Diligent. So nice to meet you all. Thanks for joining.
Good. And then from my side, I'm Taryn Schiller. I'm working with Avaya in Galway, and I've worked in the local tech industry here in Ireland since 2013 with other companies like HPE, DXC, Planet, and Neat. Prior to that, I worked in IT and finance in the UK and South Africa. My experience and passion for my career is based around working in agile companies that are growth focused and especially care about creating a space for employees to work at their best. So I'll hand over to you then, Lorna.
Yeah, so just a little look at today's agenda and what we're going to be working on over the next 45 minutes or so. Taryn will just give a quick update and overview on the work and wellness program in case this is your first session that you're joining. We will then have Suzanne's session on vitality. As part of that, we will be doing a pause and stretch exercise. And then we'll be finishing with our breakout sessions where we have a couple of activities and an opportunity for you to network with each other.
Great. So if you haven't seen this image before, this is our 6-week program. It runs over 12 weeks, every 2 weeks. So it's called the Level Up Work and Wellness Program. And it's a conscious approach to personal wellness and agility. On the slide, you can see the various topics that we've covered throughout the program. We're currently on session 4 that you can see highlighted in black there. And if you haven't registered for these sessions, you can do so on the ITAG website. Lorna's going to post it into the chat for us. And if you missed any of the previous sessions, the recordings are also available on that same link. Today's topic is vitality. And I'm going to introduce our guest speaker now. Lorna, if you want to jump over to the next slide, please. Thank you. So our guest speaker is Suzanne Clark. Suzanne is a leadership and well-being coach, yoga and meditation teacher, and a mum. Or mum, sorry, as you say it in this country. She is the founder of Prioritize Me Place, which is an online community for people who want to make time to live their best life. In today's vitality session, we'll learn about what depletes and expands our energies, and you'll also learn about mindful self-care and doing focus exercise. On that note, I'd like to welcome you, Suzanne.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Delighted to be with you today. Delighted, and thank you so much, Taryn and Lorna and ITAG, for inviting me to speak with you all today. So. Yes, my name is Suzanne Clark. I'm living here in Galway, and I am a well-being coach, a yoga and meditation teacher, and a mum. And I'm the founder of Prioritize Me Place. This is an online space for women to put themselves first and to live their best lives. So today, our session, as Taryn said, will involve some action. So kick your shoes off and we'll get stuck into why we're talking about vitality today, and to really say to you that you're in the right place if you're feeling any of these points today. If you're feeling aches and pains in the body, if there's something that's been kind of niggling away at you for a while, if you're feeling there's not enough hours in the day, I think a lot of us can relate to that. And if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling stuck, and I noticed today that today is actually National Stress Awareness Day. So it's very appropriate. A lot of us are feeling that stress. So if you are feeling it too, that can manifest itself as being stuck in your body as well. And if you just generally need more space and calm in your life, and I'm delighted that you're here. So the topic today is vitality, and it's a term, Lorna put it in her description today on the social side of things. It's a term used to describe a person's ability to live, grow, and develop. But it also refers to having energy and being vigorous and active. So I'm not sure what you think of vitality, but what do you think when you think about energy? What do you think of in, as an image to represent that? So this is what I think of. This was an image that I came across a long time ago, and it is so real for me. It totally represents for me how I feel in my body when my energy and my vitality is low. I feel tired. I feel depleted. I feel drained, unmotivated. I start to procrastinate. I'm not sure if you can relate to that one. And I make poor choices. I make poor food choices. I might react a little bit differently. My posture, you can see this image on the right here, that my posture changes when my vitality, my energy is low. And maybe this is you too. Maybe you're exactly the same as this. But we wouldn't let this happen to our phone or our laptop. So why should we let this happen to ourselves? So a long time ago, I had a really great teacher, and she gave me a simple analogy about describing energy in our bodies. And she equated it to our house, our home where we live. And if you think about it, your body is your home where you live. You turn up to work every day, you meet your friends, you get on with your life, but you're in your body. So just like your home where you live, your energy makes up or lives in 3 main rooms in your body. And just like your home, the rooms need to be tended to. They need to be aired out. You need to open the windows occasionally. So it doesn't feel stale. It doesn't feel stagnant. It doesn't feel stuck. And it doesn't feel maybe as comfortable as it should feel. So the 3 energy rooms in your body, they're here. So the physical side of things, and that includes things like the signals that your body gives you. So just like we spoke in that previous slide, if you are feeling maybe tightness in the neck, maybe you're grinding your teeth, maybe you have headaches a lot of the time, maybe your lower back is at you, maybe there's other things that you're maybe not tending to and you're tending to ignore. Also, it includes movement in the body. Have you been stuck in a certain posture all day? And I know for me, if I sit down for long periods of the time, I do end up with sore backs, sore shoulders. So changing your movement and moving your body is important when you're airing out this room. Your emotional and mental room in your body includes things like your words. How do you talk to yourself? What kind of words do you use? And if you think about it, you're the one that talks to you most of the time. You're the one. You might have a job that's very people focused and you might be in an office with people, or maybe you're at home, but you are the one that talks to yourself most of the time. So what kind of words are you using? How kind are you to yourself? And do you make time for yourself during your day? Do you make time to do something that really gives you that energy, that lights you up, that fills you up? And what are your boundaries for that like? Or do you have any boundaries? So the next one then is the spiritual room. And the spiritual room can be whatever means to you. To me, it's very much reflection time. It's my quiet time. It's my alone time. It's my time in nature. I love the sea as well. I've just finished the Coldtober challenge here in Galway last month, which was incredible. And that was every day for 31 days in the sea. So that gave me so much. My spiritual room at the moment is absolutely sparkling with all the swimming I've been doing in the time, which is fantastic. So whatever it is to you, it could mean maybe going to church, maybe it can be just a quiet time for you to reflect on yourself, on how you're feeling. So that's the energy room. So if you can think of it like your home, this is the home where you're living at the moment. You need to make sure that you tend to all of those rooms when you're talking about your vitality and your energy. So do you know your energy? What's your energy like? So you see on the left-hand side here, when do you feel your best? Are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? Are you an evening person? What energizes you? So is it your morning routine? Do you have a morning routine? Do you go to the gym? Do you do a workout? Do you love strong coffee? Is that your thing that motivates you and energizes you? What kind of food are you eating? And maybe you're the company that you're keeping energizes you. Maybe you travel to work in the morning with somebody and they just, they just light you up, they energize you. Or maybe you're sitting with somebody, maybe you're working close to somebody that energizes you. But this is the time of the day when you find when you are feeling your best to do your creative work, your most creative work, so your most focused work as well. And when I talk about focus, it's that work that you need to do that takes a little bit of your energy. So obviously it makes sense when you're feeling your best, you have more to give. Now, I understand in work, you may not always have that time. There might be demands made on you when you're not feeling your best, but as well as you can, try and plan your creative work around that time. And then on the other side, when do you not feel your best? What depletes you? And maybe you can already feel that now, and you know straight away what depletes you. Maybe I'm not a morning person. Maybe I'm better in the afternoon. Maybe I'm better in the evening time. Maybe it's you are affected by having poor sleep. A lot of us are. Maybe your diet has gone to pot because you're depleted. You're grabbing the kind of the easy foods when we should be grabbing more nourishing foods. Maybe you're not drinking enough, moving enough. Maybe the company you're keeping is depleting you. Maybe you're listening to the news, and it's very easy to be very aware, especially the times that we're living now. The news is not that great. So maybe you're listening to the news too much and it's slowly depleting you. And maybe it's time of the month as well. As women, most of us will be affected by this too. So what depletes you? And when you know what depletes you, that's the time to plan your simple, I call them tick box exercises, something that doesn't take much of your energy. Maybe it's answering the easy emails. Maybe it's organizing your day, the rest of your day. Maybe it's planning something for the family, something that doesn't take too much out of you. So it's so important to know your energy and to work around your energy as best as you can. But in both sides, if you know what depletes you, if you know when you feel your best, what energizes you, you need to put in a pause time. So just like that previous image of the man against the battery, the phone battery there, you put in a pause time so that you stay balanced, that you stay level, and you keep your rooms fresh all of the time. All right, so what is a pause time? So what does it mean? And I have a question for you now in terms of what do we all have? What's one thing that we all have available to us right now that can create a pause time for us? So what is the one thing we all have available to us right now that can create a pause time straight away for us now? And there's no prizes for this, but straight away it's our breath. All right, your breath. And I love this quote: the mind is the king of the senses and the breath is the king of the mind. So your breath is your vitality, your breath is your energy. But your breath has been proven now to change your state, to change how you feel and how you think and how you show up. So you don't have to do anything fancy. And I know as a yoga teacher, I've learned a lot of breathing techniques, but your breath can be a simple, conscious breath. It can be a simple, it can be something so simple as that. Exactly, you can see some people doing it. So that can be a conscious breath that just gives you that little space, because that's what your pause time is. It's a space that you've created, that you can just come back to yourself, that you can do in between meetings, you can do in between clients, you can do at home with family, with friends, anywhere. And it doesn't take anything fancy. It just takes you to consciously breathe in and out. So that's your breath. Now, another fantastic, I have to show you this one. If I can just get my slide up, there we go. So the pause, to me, this quote comes from Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, an amazing book. But the quote here: between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space is power to choose your response. In your response lies your growth and your freedom. And this is the perfect quote to show what pausing can give you. We need space to choose how we respond rather than react to things. And this leads to better awareness of our body, how we're feeling in our body, how we're speaking to ourselves, what the words that we're using, how we can set boundaries. And it gives us time to reflect and to just pause and stop and change what's not working or what is working. And I think this is why I love yoga so much, is because it tends to all of the rooms. It tends to the physical room, it tends to the emotional room, the mental room, and the spiritual side of it. And it brings in the tool that can start to create the space for us. So with all that being said, now we're going to actually practice a short pause time, okay? So I invite you now to kick off your shoes. You're going to put yourself back from your desk, from your table, all right, wherever you are. I'm going to stop my sharing now in a second so you can watch me. But I have sent on Taryn a couple of videos that she's going to share with you at the end of the meeting that you have. So don't worry about, oh, what did she do? What did she say? She's going to send them on to you afterwards, so you'll get them afterwards. So let me just stop our sharing, and we will do this together. Now, so in your pause time in your day, the first thing I would say to you to do is to maybe put a sticky note on your laptop, or maybe put a reminder in your phone. And it's just to remind you, like anything, like brushing your teeth, to do this a few times during the day. So to start off with, from your seat, if you finished a meeting, say, for example, push yourself back. Okay, so I'm going to push myself back so you can see me a little bit better. I hope you see a whole lot, but I hope to see you see me a little bit better. So I physically pushed myself back from my laptop, and that is a signal straight away to the body, to me, that I'm giving myself a break, that I'm giving the pause time. Okay, so take your shoes off and just plant your feet down on the ground. And just wiggle the toes around, maybe lift the heels up and down a little bit. And all we're doing here is just kind of grounding ourselves, hands on our lap, all right? And we're just going to start to move. So we'll always start to move, I think, by the shoulders. So just round the shoulders around, nice and easy. Okay, nothing again too fancy. Just move the body, because no doubt you've been probably sitting a little bit like this at the desk, even unconsciously. So sitting up tall and around the shoulders round. Nice and easy. There you go. And then with the hands, start to rotate the wrists. Start to rotate the wrists, making a tight fist with the hands. Really scrunch up the hands and then press them open, just like you were going to press something away. Squeeze the hands again and release, and you'll feel how tight that is. Now we're going to do the same with our face. So just pretend nobody's looking at you, nobody is, okay? So I want you to squeeze your face up. As you squeeze the hands, squeeze the eyes together, and then as you open the hands, lift the eyebrows up. Okay, squeeze the hands and lift the eyebrows up. You can open your mouth as well too by doing this. Squeeze the hands and lift the eyebrows, open the mouth maybe, and then shake out the hands. Give yourself a good shake. Okay, so I'm sure you can feel a little bit more alert here. Big breath in now. So all we're going to do is hands down by the sides, breathing in, reaching up, fingers open, and then turn the palms down, bring them all the way down. So we're going to do this 3 or 4 times. Breathing in, out through the nose, into the nose or the mouth. It doesn't matter, whichever feels better to you. Okay, breathing in again, lift up, maybe looking up at the hand this time, and breathing out. Fabulous. Once more. Actually, let's do 2 more. And exhale down. Once again. And exhale down. Now we're going to take the biggest breath we've taken in all morning. And this time we're going to twist. You're going to bring one hand in front, one hand behind. And maybe you want to bring the opposite hand on the opposite knee. So I have my right hand on my left knee. My left hand is at the side of my chair, or you can maybe bring it behind your chair. And then the opposite side. So bringing the hands up together. And then the opposite way. Twist and bring that left hand onto the right knee. You don't have to come very far, but we're moving ourselves now. We're moving our body all the way up again, and then bring the arms down. So I want you to take 3 breaths in. So notice I've gone up with the fingers open, and then I'm pulling the energy back down into me. Okay, lifting the hands up, and then bringing the hands down. Really breathing now, consciously breathing. It feels good, doesn't it? And bringing it down, and then bring the hands on the shoulders. Let's bring the elbows in and around. Again, you don't have to come too much with this. Just moving the shoulders, feeling good in the body. Excellent. And then resting the hands down. I'm just going to slowly tilt the head over to one side and to the center and back to the other side. And then dropping the chin to the chest. So let that tension fall off the shoulders. I can feel my own. And then maybe looking up to the ceiling if that feels good. And then back to the center. And take a three breaths in and out of your own. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And you're ready. That's it. So that's as quick as it can be. That is a pause time. Let me bring my chair back in. That is a pause time that you can do a few times in the day. You don't have to change your clothes. Excellent. Thank you, Tara. Yes, I love that too. And it's very effective. It's so effective. So let me just share my screen with you again. So I can go back to just explaining the importance of it. Now, it absolutely works, the pause time. It can be as quick as that. And the more times you include it in your day, the more your body will expect it. It'll be like, oh, hang on, we haven't done this yet. So making sure to do that is so important. And does it work? So like anything you do, it absolutely does. Okay, you have to make it a habit. You have to make it a priority. You have to be patient and you have to persist. And you have to commit to yourself. You have to commit to yourself. So on the note of prioritizing you, I wanted to introduce what I'm working on at the moment, what I have at the moment available to you, which I'll leave more information at the end of this, but it's a membership called Prioritize Me Place. And just to give you an idea of what's inside, it's for women who want to put themselves first. Yoga classes, group coaching, there's a program in there, meditations and expert speakers, and so much more. So that's it. I will hand it back to Tara now and to Lorna. And if anybody is interested, all my details are on the screen. And thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Suzanne. Definitely feeling more relaxed already.
Good.
Okay, I hope. Sorry, go ahead, Taryn.
No, I was just going to say thank you as well. You've got some lovely comments coming through there on the chat, Suzanne. There was one question there for you, which was just asking how frequently, or sorry, I've lost the chat here, but how often should you take these pauses in the day?
Oh my gosh, as many times as you can. I think with anything, any new habit you're trying to create, I think you need to do it small. Don't go all in. Just maybe say to yourself, I might do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, or one in the morning, one in the evening. But I think your breakout room will hopefully help people understand their energy, understand where they are. Are they better in the morning? Are they better in the afternoon? And to absolutely incorporate it as often as you can, but to make it easy, to make it simple so that you're not overwhelmed by anything. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I probably would put it in my calendar. That would probably make more sense for me now, or a phone reminder maybe.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if anyone has any other questions, you can place them in the chat and we'll come back to them once we do our breakouts. And so what we're going to do now is go into our breakouts. So it's a smaller group, 2 to 3 people. And we'll be asking you to introduce each other. Again, it's a great opportunity just to meet our peers here in Galway working in technology. And then we can talk about what you think depletes or energizes you. So feel free to share that within your group, and keep in mind those energy rooms that Suzanne just explained to us. So the physical, the spiritual, and the emotional / mental. Okay. And feel free to take a screenshot here of those if you need a prompt. And then if you do have any tips that you know helps re-energize you, also please feel free to share those as well, because you know what works for you may work for someone else. So it's a nice opportunity to kind of share what you have found has worked for you. Okay, and after the breakout, we'll also be sharing the links to the videos so that you can have that guided pause and stretch exercise by following a YouTube. So it's very straightforward. You could just even have that link in your calendar invite so that it pops up and you do the pushback and you do the exercise. Okay, great. And you're back in the room. Welcome back, everyone.
You sound like a hypnotist.
And we're back. Okay, I'll just give everyone a moment to rejoin. I hope you enjoyed that and got the opportunity to just have a chat, maybe meet somebody new or meet someone you haven't seen in a while, and you know, go through the various aspects there that we discussed. I know while you were all in the rooms, we had a chat ourselves, Suzanne, Taryn and I, and we were discussing kind of how we realized the importance of our morning walks. Taryn and I have kind of built that into our routine to help with our energy levels. And we also spoke then about having boundaries, for example, like in your workday, you know, making sure you do get your lunch and try to do something in that lunch that will help re-energize you, whether it's literally taking a nap or maybe going for a 15-minute walk, and try not to let people put meetings in, you know, have those boundaries and learn a bit about, or learn how to say no more often.
Yeah, the one thing I like about the lockdown is it has encouraged, well, I've seen it in some companies where they are encouraging shorter meetings. Like, do you have to stay together for 60 minutes? Like if it's going over that, you're in a workshop kind of space by the stage, you should be restructuring your meeting, you know, but, you know, bring a half an hour meeting. Could 25 minutes do it? Can you get your pause time then between meetings? Like most people don't even have a chance to go for a cup of tea or go to the bathroom because it's just meeting after meeting. So ask yourself, is 25 minutes okay? Is 45 minutes okay instead of 60 minutes or even 50 minutes? So yeah, encourage
really
that around you.
Really good point. And yeah, we'll open up the floor if anybody wants to share in the chat or come off mute and discuss maybe something that they've identified either re-energizes them or depletes their energies. Welcome to share your insights here before we move on to the video links that we're going to share with you and the wrap up. And also if anyone has any tips. So my tip would be the fresh air movement as much as possible. Like I know it's not really feasible for everyone every day, but it really makes a big difference to my day when I get outside.
I'm with you on that, but what I found helped me was, so I walk every day. So I started the Kira Kelly 100-day walk and just kept going. But what I found really helped me, because I'm a bit of a fair weather fan when it comes to walking, I post a photograph every single day of my walk, and it makes me accountable. So I don't know if anybody's following me on Instagram, but if I miss a day, point it out to me. But I haven't as of yet. But I definitely find taking that photograph and posting it makes me accountable, and it forces me out on days when I normally would not go.
That's a good idea. I would say, as much as I love them, my 3 kids do make me very tired and do take my energy. I was saying in our breakout room that giving yourself permission to have that time out is really important, and not having this mother's guilt or, you know, father's guilt that you need that time, because if you don't have that energy and you're not happy, that affects the kids. So I kind of worked that one out. It took me 12 years
Oh my
to work that one out. But I would be like Suzanne, like I am a daily sea swimmer at Blackrock, and I moved to my Cullen recently, and it's just really hard to go from the top of Taylor's Hill, which I used to be in, from my Cullen. And I have been going again the last few days, and oh my God, that's why I put 10. Like I feel so energized again. And it's not just that, I really miss, as you were saying at the top of the meeting, I miss that community, like that buzz, the chats with the old lads and the women and the mums and dads who drop their kids at school and then come swimming. That's so important. And just the smiles and the nods and the how are you and how cold it is today and is it salty and bouncy and is it tied in or out, you know, all of these things like just set you up for the day. And I sound like a bit annoying, but I've realized, gee, I cannot miss it anymore because I feel like a different person today. I know it's cold, but you do get used to it.
The cold is amazing though, Tara. The cold is like an electric shock that wakes every cell in your body up as well too. So there is all of that you said. And I love the fact that you brought up the mother's guilt. That's a big part of my work as well, and something that I struggled with as well too. So I get that. But our kids will watch us learn and they learn from us. So I think that's really important that by making the time to pause and to do something that you love, shows them that you're looking after yourself. So I think there's a win-win on that. Once we get over that guilt and once we get over that feeling of we're not good enough or we should be doing this or we shouldn't be doing that, then they will learn as well too. So thank you for bringing that up as well.
Yeah, I like that Tara mentioned the connection that you have with the fellow people out there. Even if you are talking about tides and that, or even it's just a nod or a wave, it's already that connection of, yeah, we're looking after ourselves, we're doing something good for ourselves. That also inspires me when I'm out and about.
Suzanne, hi, it's Orla. How are you?
Hi, Orla. Hi.
How are you? I'm probably going to say something now that people will think, Olga, you can't say that. What about when you just feel bloody lazy? And you know going out for a walk is good for you. I don't have any mother's guilt at all. I go when I want to go. I mean, I'm lucky enough because he's a bit older. But there's times when I'm like, I cannot be bothered to put the shoes on and go out in that. Like, there's football training in Oranmore tonight that I joined there a few months ago. And I paid my subs and I get the text. I'm like, oh God, do I have to do that tonight? And I volunteered myself onto that because I wanted to do something to energize myself and exercise. And I'm like, oh, please, can the ground just open me up? I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And that's it that I struggle with. And I mean, Suzanne, I used to go to your class, which was gorgeous. And there were nights where I'm like, oh God, it's not the class. It's going out in the cold, going out in the rain, getting the head blown off you up at the school or whatever it is, you know. And sometimes I just feel lazy. Simple as that. And it's nothing to do with time of the month, or I don't believe it is anyway, because it could happen at any stage. Yeah, so I just kind of, how do you encourage people who come to you and think, nah, I just haven't got the energy or whatever? Do you know?
So Orla, number one, you're human. We all feel like that, okay?
Yeah.
All of us do. All of us do. But I suppose and that's your body's designed. Your body doesn't want you going out into the cold. Just like your body doesn't want you to go into the sea. Your body is going,
exactly.
Stay here. It's cozy here in the car. Why would you want to be doing that for? It's raining outside. Sure, nobody will miss you. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We'll go the next time. So the body is trying to protect you the whole time and doesn't want you to step out of your comfort zone and doesn't want you to do anything that's going to lose energy. So I suppose you have to, it's like a habit. You have to just either do a quick, right, I do it now. I come in from work, like say tonight for the football, the soccer. Yeah, you have to do it something different. So you have to come in the evening time after work and you say, right, whatever time the football is on, I'm going to get my boots ready. I'm going to get my coat. I'm going to push it out the door. I did the sea swim, as I said, in October. And one thing I found that helped me was when I got up in the morning, we got up at 6:45, I put my togs on straight away before I even went to the bathroom. And straight away, you know, it took a few days, straight away I realized I'm ready to go now. So I'm putting this, I'm doing this, the togs are on me, I have to go. Do you know? So it's about creating a different routine to get you out the door, whether it's putting the warm jumper, the boots, the hot water bottle, anything that's stopping you, anything that you're thinking that's going to be so cold or I just can't be bothered. Putting something at the front door that you're going to trip up over, or giving it to your son and telling your son, listen, give this to me at certain time, and to, you know, something to get him involved, to get him asking you, and that might work.
And maybe it's just in the summertime you feel so much more, I feel so much more energy. And now coming into this kind of dark, now that the dark has come, and I'm looking out now today here in the village, and it's lovely and sunny, but it's bitter cold. So yeah, I mean, I know it's about motivating yourself, but I suppose it's those tricks, Suzanne. It's putting the yoga pants on a Tuesday morning, because I do a Tuesday lunchtime thing. Put them on in the morning, and then you're ready. And if you do get caught for time, you just zip downstairs real quick and you're there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And doing things quickly, don't thinking about it, because you're gonna have your brain is gonna say, no, Orla, sure, the bed is cozy. What do you really fire for? You know, you need to say, I will feel better when I have come back. Just think of how I'm going to feel when I've come back. Just think of how it's going to feel. My son is going to be delighted. I'm going to be delighted. And then I can sit down in front of the fire, you know? So and give yourself a little reward then.
You have to keep reminding yourself of the win at the end of it all.
The win. And the reason that you committed and signed up for this at the start, Orla, you know, that you signed up to be there with your son. So it's that side, and it never goes away. So you have to always remember you have a little good angel and a bad angel, and there's always a little bad angel who's going to say, no, just stay inside. It's winter. What do you want to go out for? And then the good angel is going, no, I'm doing this for something bigger than myself, for something else.
And that's the one thing we're encouraging throughout this program, is focusing on the win. So your win should be something that's really important to you right now, what you value right now, and you're setting your objectives or goals around that. So that ties in really nicely. Yeah, I think we need to start wrapping up now.
I think we will. But thank you so much for everyone for your questions and contributions. It's great to have just an open discussion. Really appreciate your openness. All right. Okay. So just finishing off there, Taryn, I'll let you present this here.
Yeah, so we want to thank Suzanne for today, especially for joining us. It was a great session. And, you know, that 5-minute practice we did with you, Suzanne, was great. And you've actually recorded 2 sessions for us that we can practice in our own time. So the links are there, and we'll paste it into the chat now as well. So there's a 5-minute pause time. So it's a guided session. You don't have to do anything, just sit back, relax, and do what Suzanne tells you on the video. And then if you have a bit more time, there's a 15-minute one. So if you could fit either or both of those sometime in your day throughout each day, that's great. And Suzanne, thanks again for that resource. That's really great that you've shared that with us today.
All right. Thank you so much. And I've pasted the links in the chat there if anyone wants to grab it.
Perfect. Thanks, Lorna. And then, so our next session, as you can see on our program, we're going to session 5. We're almost there at the end of the program. So this has been great. So join us for the MindEd session. We'll have our guest speakers, Jackie McGovern and Breda, is it Kine? Sorry, Kane. Yeah, from MindEd. Sorry, my South African accent doesn't really do justice to your Irish words sometimes. So we'll see them next in 2 weeks' time from today. And the key takeaways from that attention session would be understanding the science of attention, identifying what distracts you, and then also how to maximize productivity and creativity through reducing distraction and getting into a state of flow. So we hope to see you there.
And that session is going to be great. I know they did a session for Atlantic, and it was one of the most popular sessions. I watched it back afterwards, and yeah, really, really great. So looking forward to that. Okay, and then finally, just a quick shout out there for the socials for anyone who's active on social media. Here are our details. If you'd like to connect with us, please do. You have Suzanne's details there. If anyone would like to take a screenshot, that might be more efficient. And if you're on Twitter, you can use the @itagtech or @itag_digitalwf and the hashtag #levelup. So yeah, it would be great if you wanted to give us a shout out online or share anything that you learned today. Please feel free to post or tag us or connect with us on LinkedIn. All right, a huge thank you to everyone again for making time to join us. Really looking forward to the next session, and cannot believe we're on session 4 of 6 on our Level Up Work and Wellness program. So yeah, session 5 in 2 weeks. And thanks again just for being here and joining with us.
Thanks everyone, and thanks Suzanne.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks everyone. Thanks Suzanne. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.